What's up, guys? It's Frankie here, and we're going to be talking about lead generation strategies at work, and specifically work for a long period of time that bring you in people that help pre-sell them and help you get the right kinds of people, which is an underrated part of lead generation, by the way, is not just sheer numbers, but the sheer numbers of the right people. So let's get into it. Yeah, you beautiful folks. I don't know if I've told you guys this lately. You're fucking awesome. We're hanging out here down, by the way, on the bay here in El Centenario, Baja California Sur, Mexico, which is just a little suburb outside of the city of La Paz, which you can see over there. And you guys can see my notes. And, when it comes to lead generation, I was just talking to a guy who told me I'm sending thousands of messages every week and nobody's responding and I'm wasting all this time and I feel like I'm getting nowhere. What the fuck? Tagged me in a message and said, what do you think? And I noticed how most people do lead generation is really completely wrong, and it ends up leading to a whole lot of activity. And when you do this, you can feel like lead generation doesn't work, like it's just a big pile of shit.
That is one big pile of shit.
I'll tell you an idea that will make your lead generation like a whole bunch easier, is thinking about your lead generation as kind of like a bouncer in a nightclub. And the goal of a bouncer in a nightclub is to kick out the wrong people and accept in the right types of folks. And what not enough people do is firstly think about who is the right person to raise their hand. So in this particular gentleman's case, he was sending thousands of messages and he was trying to reach web designers who would sub out work to him and that he could kind of like white label for them. Problem is he was doing a couple things wrong. One of those was not even really messaging the right people that were web designers to begin with, and in those like volume messages basically saying like, hey, will you marry me? It's a big risk, by the way, if you got a big successful white label or web design agency and somebody says, hey, let me be your white labeler and give me all your work. It's a little bit like asking a stranger to marry him.
Elizabeth, will you marry me?
Elizabeth, will you marry me? It's a pretty iconic moment from my childhood. So you want to think about, like, when you're doing lead generation, is there's a really awesome acronym by a smart marketer named Nicholas Kusmich, who thinks about who says whenever he creates lead generation strategies, he thinks about something called SAGE, which is an acronym that stands for short, actionable, goal-oriented, and educational. And when you do this right, what you're doing is you're actually giving a small free sample of value that leads in the direction of the thing you're selling. So I'll give you an example. So one of the things we've done with lawyers in the past is we had a referral generation strategy that we were selling as like an ongoing kind of relationship. And the lead generation thing was really simple. It was just a one-page checklist for 26 ways you can generate referrals in your practice, and had a list of 3 ways you can do it. Way number 1, things you can do before they become a client, like ways you can recruit referrals and get partners, and then had things you can do once you have clients and they're in the door with you now. And then number 3 is things you could do after your clients have left and you could market to them to get things. It had 26 of those things. So it's very short. It's only 1 page. It's actionable. You could take any one of those strategies and apply it. It's goal-oriented. It's in the process of generating referrals, and it's educational because it shows you all the things you could be doing but are not to generate referrals. And so what ends up happening is a lawyer consumes that. Oh, by the way, we got a little crab shell here. So a lawyer consumes that and is able to go and use it, but it leads strategically into the direction of our lead generation, and it brings us the right people, because in our case, we're looking for lawyers who are looking to multiply their practice with referrals, right? So you want to think about that when you're generating leads. Is this particular person was reaching out and saying, hey, buy my shit. Will you marry me? Get married to me because I'm fucking awesome. That's very different than, hey, I created something short, actionable, goal-oriented, and educational that'll help you do what you're already trying to do and has standalone value on its own. And when you do this, you can just like, it's like robbing people, it's like stealing money. It's so easy to do your lead generation.
The 8 stolen bases. High fly ball, well tagged this time, and Junior going back to the track. The wall makes the leap and makes the catch. Amazing catch by Junior as he takes up.
My God, that was a great catch. I just wanted to show you guys that. That was a awesome video from my childhood. I was at that game. I still can't believe he caught that ball. Holy shit. To this day, still the best catch I've ever seen. So when you do this right, what ends up happening is instead of lead generation being an ask, give me money and sign up for my thing, it shows up as a give. And when it's a give that's actually like short and actionable and valuable, lead generation actually gets a whole lot easier. So I want you guys to apply this and think about whatever you're doing, how could I create little bite-size free sample, usually one-page giveaways are ideal. That's something that they can actually do something with and get not necessarily the big result of like make gazillions of dollars, but a small meaningful result in the direction they're trying to go. And you would be amazed at how easy your lead generation gets for your agency. So try that out, and if you're not already subscribed, make sure to subscribe. And may the force be with you.